All right, the watch list for Wednesday, February 22nd. The SPY continuing higher, just pushing higher every day. IWM, same thing. New all-time highs for IWM as well. So we just keep trading the way we trade. All right, so let's go into the watch list for Wednesday. ONCS looks good by itself. You had this volume spike here and it's kind of flagging. But what really put it on my radar is in after hours it's trading up at 190. So must have had news after hours. So potential gap and go tomorrow. We're going to watch that one. NVFY, big volume spike. Had trouble with the whole number 2. We'll see if that can continue tomorrow. LL, big volume spike. Might have some shorts caught for a second day play on an intraday basis. When it looked like this was on our morning gap playlist thanks to Wayne. He saw this gapping in pre-market on earnings, and it hit 17 early and then started to sell off and then started to come back up. And he said he liked it through 17, and then it put in this inside 5-minute candle. I love this over this 5-minute candle. I called this at 1696. Wayne identified a big seller at 17, and I thought, hey, if this gets to 1696, that seller is going to be in trouble, right? It's going to be in the red to green area. A lot of shorts in this thing. 5-minute buy setup. And so my idea was 1696. Worst case stop below this candle, 1667. So less than 20 cents, right? I'm sorry, less than 30 cents. And look what happens. Just ripped almost to 19. An excellent heads up by Wayne. If Wayne hadn't put that on the pre-market gap play list, and if Wayne also wasn't like after the market opened talking about it through 17, I might not have seen that. And it's just another testament to the teamwork in there. And that was a huge mover. And you can see that. So I want to watch it again tomorrow for a potential continuation. GNK, low float shipper. You can kind of picture a trend line from here to here to here. Closed strong today on a little bit of extra volume. Looking for a second day play and maybe a break of this kind of flag pattern here. This kind of trend line. Not going to draw it, but I think you can see it. EYEG. I made 2 calls in this one today. Now, it's extended, so I'm not too excited to watch this one tomorrow, but maybe we'll get a low-risk setup. It was a very friendly trader today. I called it long at 242. Tweeted after the fact, I tweeted a screenshot of this because my entry idea was here, and you notice it was straight up after that, and my other entry idea was here at 290, and it never looked back there. For me, as a trader, the entry is everything, and I look for setups that should work right away, because that eliminates all kinds of other problems as a trader. It eliminates the danger of ignoring your stop. If you take a trade and you're green right away, you don't have to worry about your stop, really. You don't have to worry about if you don't trust yourself to honor your stop. And it eliminates any danger of you making that terrible decision to average down on a day trade, right? So if you get long here and it just keeps moving up, you scale out, tighten up your stop. Same thing here. If you get long right here, this thing just takes off. It never comes back to your entry. And it doesn't mean I'm always right, but I look for those kind of setups. And EYEG was a very friendly trader today, and it goes back on watch tomorrow. It's definitely extended, so keep that in mind, but it needs to be on watch really for the next week or so. All right, GALT. I should have had this on bounce watch coming into today because you had this big breakout, 3 red days in a row on declining volume, and it gave a great pop. But maybe you get now it feels like I'm chasing, but I also won't take it unless I get a low risk setup. So it goes back on potential follow through watch tomorrow. SCON had the gap up, 3 red days, almost have a gap fill, goes on bounce watch for tomorrow. TOPS, kind of the same thing, huge gap up and then straight down for 2 days. You have actually more than a gap fill there. Overdue for a bounce now. PI, 3 days down in a row, overdue for a bounce, simple as that. Doesn't mean I'll take it, it has to give me a proper setup. ZSAN, I still think this needs to come back down, below the 8-day, but it's a huge move. And so sometimes these things can turn back up before you would expect. So it goes on bounce watch tomorrow. EVOK had on long watch today, and actually it's holding up pretty well. I'm going to watch that one again tomorrow. ZSAN. Just talked about that one, sorry. I meant to type in ZAIS. Another day down, right? You had this huge pop, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Now we're down to the 8-day. Very small volume. This one is getting to that point where I want to start watching to turn back up. NVFY. I already talked about that one too. I wrote that down on my notes twice. And then let's see, that might be it. Let's double check. Yeah, that's the entire list I have for tomorrow. We'll add some gappers in the pre-market as well, and hopefully one or two trades, and we can be done for the day. So enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.